Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here and welcome to BBallBreakdown. Fascinating developments in the Warriors versus the Grizzlies series because Steve Kerr comes back and I don't want to say he saved the series, but he got them right back in it by putting Andrew Bogut and then Draymond Green on Tony Allen and ignoring him. And it's rare to see a starter who is so good defensively get benched because he was so inept and everyone knows he's inept. Finally, it took the Warriors ignoring him and gumming up the works. That said, the staff at Memphis is too smart to get burned a second time in a row. And in fact, a couple of shots here or there, and it made it almost okay what they ended up doing and how they attacked. So I'm going to show you what happened in the half court with Tony Allen in there when he was guarded by either Andrew Bogut or Draymond Green. And a big problem is Tony Allen wandering around out there and getting in the way on his own volition. So the question also then arises is, can Tony Allen look at the film, they break it down for him what they need him to do on offense, and can he execute that? Or is he kind of a guy who just does what Tony Allen does and has trouble with spatial awareness and wanders? I would suspect he'll be able to handle enough of what they want to do because it's not that complicated. I even have an animated diagram for you. So I believe that the Memphis Grizzlies will be able to blow this whole thing up and they'll get right back to guarding everybody the way they normally would. Let's take a peek at how the half-court possessions played out for the Grizzlies when Tony Allen was guarded by either Bogut or Green. You can see that it was nothing short of a catastrophe, and even though they got a lot of offensive rebounds, their offense sputtered with tons of misses and turnovers. Right off the bat, the Grizzlies recognized the mismatch with Zebo on Barnes down low. Tony Allen gets to the weak side corner, and Bogut gets there just after Randolph makes the catch on the right block. Allen cuts to the hoop, forcing Draymond to split the two weak side offensive players. Simple pass to an easy shot for Gasol, and even though he misses, the Warriors are vulnerable in this alignment to an offensive rebound. The Grizzlies reset and get nice pinch post action for a Courtney Lee jumper. On this play, they run horns with the pick and roll initiation, but the mistake is that they go to the side Tony Allen is on. Their typical high-low gets screwed up because Bogut can be in legal position right on top of Gasol down low. They need to switch Allen to the opposite side and they would have more room to get a good shot. Allen does a good job to set his sideline ball screen early and then cut away. When Gasol comes for the drag screen, Draymond switches onto Allen, but Bogut is already way too low and coming up to pressure the ball leaves the pocket pass wide open. I wonder if Coach Joerger might try shock therapy to stop Tony Allen from pulling the trigger on early jumpers from the three-point line. That said, Randolph gets the offensive rebound, but doesn't finish what is normally a routine putback for him. They finally get Gasol the ball with his back to the basket, but I still think high post position isn't taking enough of an advantage. On his turn into the middle, Tony Allen is open, and that's for a reason. He got Steph Curry helping one pass away. This is the pass he must hit for an open Courtney Lee three-pointer. Instead, we get this brick. The Grizzlies try the same sideline screen with Tony Allen that got them a Gasol dunk. This time, it's set way too high, giving Clay plenty of room to recover. Bogut and Green do not switch this time, and Bogut can now draw enough of Gasol's attention that he doesn't realize Clay is hustling back for the steal. Here's a great opportunity to isolate Randolph on Barnes, but we can see why Kerr's strategy works. First off, why is Tony Allen cutting along the baseline and helping them to get Bogut in position? You can see the Randolph sandwich, and Bogut is legal as long as he's outside the lane. You can see the little dance he's doing to start the 3-second rule over. The Grizzlies then decide to make this a pick and roll, but Conley can't finish over the bigger Barnes. However, because they're ignoring Allen, he can slide in for offensive rebounds. They get the wide open three, but Lee can't knock it down. On this play, they run horns with Lee on the strong side and Gasol ball screening then diving for the post. Again, why is Tony Allen bringing Bogut over? The Grizzlies still have a chance for a high-low, but Mike Conley screws the pooch with the right-handed bounce pass that ends up a dunk for Harrison Barnes. On this play, they run a sideline screen and roll. This time, Bogut is guarding Gasol. Why is Tony Allen hanging around the baseline, bringing his man into the play? You could argue that Draymond would be sagging off him anyway, but it's just mucking it up down there. What he should be doing is staying on the perimeter, and on the drive, he can flare screen Klay Thompson for an open shot for Vince Carter in the corner. Here's an adjustment that worked as well. Let Tony Allen have the ball, which does bring his man high, and a nice lob got them free throws. With Draymond in foul trouble, they went to Bogut on Gasol and Green on Allen, which I think works even better for the Warriors. Problem is, look at the spacing. There's no need to have Allen and Randolph standing next to each other on the weak side. That said, it somehow allowed Gasol an ISO on Bogut and he gets free throws. We simply didn't see enough of this, straight low post isolations for either Gasol or Randolph. While the clock is winding down anyway, just look how Allen creeps into the play, bringing Green with him. He's got to stop this. He did it again here. This was high-low for Randolph on Barnes, but look at Allen wander over. If he just stayed on the left block, he gets a layup, which could be an adventure, or there's enough room for Randolph to operate on a quick move. Here's a great example of why this defense was working. Allen stands at the guard spot on top, allowing Draymond to sandwich Zebo, and as long as he tiptoes outside the lane for a second, he can be there forever. If this dribble pitch was smooth, you can see how Allen's cut dragged Green away, and Randolph has prime position on the duck-in. Because Conley fumbled, they lost their chance at it. By the time he hits him, Green is all over it, and on the repost, even though Allen is still wandering in the way, Zebo is a little late seeing Gasol open on the flash, then throws the ball to the complete wrong side of him anyway. Here's something I would suggest to free up Gasol and Randolph in the post. If you can start with Allen on the weak side and either Green or Bogut somewhere on that side, you can send Conley through to screen him. If the screen is successful, Gasol or Zebo can get several seconds of a post-up against a mismatch. If the Warriors switch this, then Conley cuts up and has Bogut guarding him, another good matchup for the Grizzlies.